Hello there, Aries. Welcome to your message for 2022. My name is Mo Moon. Welcome to my channel, Mo Moon Tarot. I'm going to be doing a reading for Aries sun signs and Aries rising signs. I'm going to be using the Major Arcana cards from the Rose Tarot by Nigel Jackson. And I will be using the Paulina Tarot deck by Paulina Cassidy. So I'm going to give you a little bit of background as to how I received these messages for you, Aries, for 2022. So with the intention of making a message for each of the zodiac signs for 2022 as my gift for you for Christmas or for the holiday season or for whatever you celebrate at this time of year, I decided to go to my altar and see if I could download any messages for you, Aries. So what I did was I went to my altar, I played my singing bowl, I spoke the words that I wanted to open the channels of communication for Aries, Sun, and Rising signs for 2022. And after that, I wrote down certain downloads I was receiving from the universe for you. And when I felt like the messages were complete from that channel, I played my singing bowl again and closed the channel of communication for you, Aries, for 2022. And then I decided to find some more information on those things that were downloaded. And so I went online and I wrote down specific things that I thought were important for you, Aries, for 2022. So the first thing I want to do is draw a major arcana card for you, Aries, for your lens for these messages. Ooh. Interesting. 20, judgment. Wow. It's like it's a blessing at the end of a long journey of faith. It's a blessing at the end of a long journey of dedication. 20, judgment. So this is the lens by which we will be viewing all of the messages I received for you, Aries, for 2022. Aries, sun, and rising signs. So anyways, so the first message I got was the benefits of trees. And at first I just decided to write down whatever I felt was the benefit of trees. And then I looked up a little bit more. But what we got was the benefits of trees are shade, clean air, home for wildlife, used to make paper, makes maple syrup, reduces greenhouse gases, used to make houses and homes, adds stability to the earth through their roots, used for warmth, firewood, used for sap, for relief from colds or sore throats. Pine sap is waterproof for boots, boats, and containers, and adds property value. The benefit of trees with the judgment card. So as you see, trees are not just beautiful to look at, but they also have many uses that come in handy for us and allow the wildlife to live, to have homes. It allows us to have homes. It provides clean air. It reduces greenhouse gas emissions. I feel like the many benefits of trees kind of is like you, Aries. The many benefits of trees, you are like that tree, Aries. And maybe you say, oh, you're pushing it a little bit. Like, I don't provide homes for people. I don't, provide clean air for people. But not only are you beautiful to look at, but you serve many people. You serve a lot of people without really knowing it. And the judgment card speaks about your life's work and your life's song and what you leave as a legacy in people's lives, what you leave as, useful. And it almost reminds me of like, when you see somebody and you don't really, you just see them as a stranger, you don't really see what they like or what they do as for a living, or what they do as hobbies, or what their quirks are, or what they're good at. You kind of see a stranger and you don't really see all that, but sometimes you get to meet a stranger and find out a little bit about them, and you realize, wow, this person's so fascinating. Well, it's kind of like that for you. Like when you look at a tree, you think, oh, it's beautiful, but it has many, many uses, and some of them are vital to our existence. And it's just like you are a tree. You may be very beautiful. You may be a sight for sore eyes. You may be something that people like to look at. Some people might find you really attractive, but they don't really know the real you. They don't really know what makes you tick. And I think it's just, it's not like it's not an ego boost for you, Aries, but maybe it is. It's just like, you might think, oh, I'm boring. Or somebody might think, oh, you're boring. But when they really get to know you, or when you really realize how amazing you are, it's almost like you're able to give back to the people around you. And you do so naturally, just like trees. Like they're not just beautiful to look at, they give back without really trying to. And I feel like that's what the essence of what you are, Aries, in 2022 is like, you're able to just give back naturally through your essence, and you're also a sight for sore eyes. Next message, choosing the right message. So that was the download, choosing the right message. Think before speaking. Important to understand how you feel in order to communicate accurately, taking into account the group or person you intend to reach through your communication. Less can be more to get to the point. Be clear, concise, and direct. Give adequate information. So choosing the right message is a very important message for you, Aries, in 2022. I feel like you're such a fun fire sign that sometimes you just let yourself be fun and say things that maybe you don't really think about. But I feel like choosing the right message is really something that you are finding to be of uttermost value in 2022, Aries, where you're really coming to terms with the time that has passed, like the Judgment card is suggesting, time passing and coming to a point where you realize, you have that realization with the Judgment energy that, you know what, maybe I'm not going to talk so much. Maybe I'm not going to, share so much information about myself. Maybe I'm just going to be more discerning as to who I share my life with, who I share information with, who I let into my secret, knowing of myself. And the third download was positive WASP facts. Now, it's strange, I know, but I was thinking at the altar, and I was like, okay, positive WASP facts. So wasps do well in colonies, which suggests community, right? Living in community. So wasps do well in colonies. They're intelligent. And that's not the first time I've thought about the word intelligent for you in 2022, Aries. We really have a strong message of you being super intelligent. So they're intelligent. They can recognize another wasp by identifying the individual from their unique facial patterns. So a wasp will look at another wasp and be able to identify that wasp by their facial patterns. Wasps have proven to be capable of using logic. They play a vital ecological role as predators, controlling the number of potential pests like green fly and caterpillars. They are valuable pollinators, which I didn't know, which is really cool. They are valuable pollinators. Yellow jacket wasps mostly scavenge dead insects, meaning they prevent the bodies of other insects from piling up. So interesting, right? Like you would think of a wasp. I feel like Aries, you being identified by the ram. Yeah, the ram with the horns. It can be like aggressive. Aries come across sometimes as aggressive because like are signified by the ram, which can just go head forward for what they want and nothing's going to stop them. And if something tries to stop them, that person's going to get hurt, or that thing is going to come down, and nothing's going to stop you from achieving your goals. And it's kind of like the wasp too. The wasp has goals, and nobody really understands the value of wasps, but interestingly enough, they do have value to us and to our ecosystem, and they're actually very intelligent. So, we get stuck, individually, and also, as groups sometimes we get stuck on this idea that something is not good, or something is a pest, or something is annoying. But really, there is so much more that we don't know underneath the surface. And I feel like that's kind of like the idea of the benefits of trees, where we look at something and we see it, we judge a book by its cover, but we don't really see what's inside the book. We don't really know the story behind that book. And I feel like for you, you may have been misunderstood in the past, where people didn't really know you, yet they still judged you. And I feel like in 2022, people are starting to realize more so your value. They're starting to see, what you're actually good at, that you are actually really intelligent, that you are actually not just a pretty face, or not just, a fun person to be around, but that you actually have built a lot, and you've built a reputation for yourself, that now people are actually giving you a little bit more respect than you had been receiving. And the Judgment card speaks about that respect, because it's talking about living a respectable life, and finally the trumpet being sounded, and the truth coming out. The trumpet being sounded and the truth coming out. The next download I got for you, Aries, is self-reflection. Self-reflection. Self-reflection is the ability to witness and evaluate our own cognitive, emotional, and behavioral processes. Thinking about oneself, self-reflection is the key to self-awareness, improves the quality of one's life. Winding down at the end of a day or work week through a sort of meditation about what took place and how it affects our own selves can be very valuable. So I feel like this is talking about you having a meditative practice in 2022, Aries. Now, whether that be working out and focusing on yourself and your connection to the earth and listening to your music while you do so, or whether that's more of a, a spiritual practice through yoga, or whether it's more of a spiritual practice through reading, your sacred book, or doing some sacred rituals. I think self-reflection is a really good idea in 2022 for you, Aries. And with the Judgment card, we have that energy of self-reflection as well, because this is like, what is your song? What is your life mantra? What are you building towards? What are you leaving behind? How are you affecting the world around you? So self-reflection is a very important tool in your toolbox in 2022, Aries. So the last message I received at my altar was holding out for the right thing. Holding out for the right thing. So it feels right, it feels at peace, it feels accurate, it feels smooth. These are ways that we know that we are receiving the right thing. When it feels right, it feels peaceful, it feels accurate, it feels smooth. So holding out for the right thing is waiting, processing, being patient, using self-control. And I feel like the Emperor card is what represents you, Aries, card number 4 of the major arcana, the Emperor. And the Emperor is an individual who holds out for the right thing, sits there in his throne, thinks through everything, gets all the information. And once he knows that he will be successful at his chosen endeavor, he makes the move. So you're holding out for the right thing in 2022, and maybe you've already been doing that in 2021. But again, in 2022, you're being a little bit more picky as to what you're inviting in your life. So holding out for the right thing means self-control, to not agree to something until you have got what you wanted. And I feel like one of the important things for you in 2022, Aries, is lessons of Saturn. So Saturn is also called Big Daddy Saturn. When we experience our Saturn return in our lives, it actually sometimes brings a lot of calamity, but it's also a very important lesson that it brings with that calamity, or with that trial, that tribulation, or that trouble that you're going through. So lessons of Saturn. So Saturn teaches us purpose. It teaches us lessons that take time, but that are valuable. It teaches us hard work. It instills humility, patience, and the ability to seek and the ability to believe through limitations. So just keeping your focus despite limitations that might be imposed around you, keeping your focus, keeping patient, keeping your drive and your determination, but really holding out for the right thing, you know, learning the lessons through difficulties. And I feel like that's not hard for you, Aries. I feel like, you know, I'm not trying to say that you don't experience difficulties like anyone else. I'm just saying you have the mentality where you're so focused, like that ram, focusing on that target, that, you know, whatever's happening around you, you just know that you have a purpose. You just know that your goal is the right goal. It's the right goal for you. And it's the right goal to bring what you want out of your life and to make what you want to see happen in your life. So card number 20, Judgment, Aries. And I'm going to draw 1 or 2 cards, or however many come out, from the Paulina Tarot deck as final messages for you, Aries, for 2022. Aries, 2022. Aries. Let's get some final messages for you, Aries. 7 of Wands. Wow, it's amazing, because the 7 of Wands it speaks about standing for what you believe in. It speaks about, you know, it's like the king of the castle. I don't know if you ever played that game when you were younger. I'm the king of the castle and you're the dirty rascal. And the people that were at the bottom of the hill would try to get you down from the bottom of the hill. And if they would get you down, they would be at the top of the hill and they would say, I'm the king of the castle and you're the dirty rascal. And it was a game where you would try to be at the top of the hill. And this card, the 7 of Wands, is an individual sitting at the top of the hill, and none of the wands can reach this individual at the top of the hill. And this individual is kind of like the emperor, just sitting there with his or her, you know, familiars by their side, you know, those guards, those guardians of that individual. So I do feel like safety is a strong word for you in 2022, Aries. I feel like you will be experiencing safety, that you will be bringing peace into your life. Peace is a strong word, and victory too with this 7 of Wands. Really victory and being the king of your castle, and not letting anybody take you down. So we had the Judgment card and the 7 of Wands. Card number 20 and 7 of Wands. So I hope that was a helpful reading for you, Aries, for 2022. I wish you a blessed 2022. Please, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to comment down below, I'll get back to you. If you haven't subscribed to my channel and you would like to, I'd be happy to have you here. Again, my name is Mo Moon, and Aries, I wish you a blessed 2022. Bye.